Hello, and welcome back to the Common Connected podcast. I'm your host, Janine Halloran, and today I want to talk about a reset. So summer in my world is fast approaching, and it's been quite an intense year. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world and a lot of stuff going on in my own life. And so I really wanted to focus on things that we could do to reset ourselves and reset our families as we are going into a time of summer and get ourselves into a better frame of mind so we can rest and recharge and get started on the new school year in a good frame of mind. So as a business owner, sometimes I end up taking business classes. So I'm a therapist, so I do take classes for therapy to learn different techniques in therapy, but I also take classes to learn about business. And recently I took a business class, and it really helped me think about resetting and reframing by asking these two questions of myself every day. So the first question is, what are the things I get to enjoy today? So that's more of a morning time question, like thinking over my schedule. What are the things I get to enjoy today? And the second question is more of an evening question. If I could relive this day, what would I do differently? And the business class is really more about making sure that you're thinking about your whole person, not just you as a business person, but you as a person in life. Like, what do you want to do with your life? And so it really helps me think about it helped me really focus when I've started asking myself these questions. So the first question I've really been enjoying asking myself at the beginning of the day, because a lot of times I find myself so focused on the list of things I need to do. I have chores to do. I have places to go. I have kids to pick up and drop off. And it seems like that fun stuff is like the last thing on my list. So by asking myself this question in the morning, it helps me think of at least one fun thing I can do, one enjoyable thing. And it automatically helps me put that on the list of things to do and helps me have that moment of fun, of enjoyment. So it could be something as small as, maybe reading an In Touch magazine, or talking with a good friend of mine, or reading a book just for fun, or trying a new game out, or playing a game, those sorts of things. So that's been an interesting eye opener for me to really start thinking about how I can enjoy something for myself every day. I really like that question. The second question is great because it helps you reflect on the end of the day. And after the first few times I asked this, I realized that all of my things that I would have done differently were actually related to my family and my friends. So I would have talked to my kids more. I would have spent more time texting my mom. I would have reached out to my sister. And I realized it was really, for me, the thing that I've been missing is connection. So I wanted to make sure that I have been taking time to reach out and communicate with my loved ones. So scheduling a time to meet with, to talk with a good friend of mine. I actually just finished doing that. She and I, our schedules are very incompatible sometimes, it feels like, but one thing we do is we'll text each other and we'll say, okay, when can we actually get a chance to talk on the phone? So yes, it took 2 weeks, but we intentionally set aside that time, and we were both really excited. It's on our calendar, and we get excited to talk to each other, and we'll talk again in a month or 6 weeks. But we get a chance to catch up on each other's lives, and it's really about that connection. And so that has been really rewarding for me, because that's the stuff that fills me up. That's the stuff that helps me rest. That's the stuff that helps me recharge. And that connection piece leads me to something else that I want to encourage families to do over the summer so they can reset. I want families to play together. I want them to have some fun together, whether that's watching a movie or a TV show, or maybe just having a game night, cooking together, baking together, going to a museum, exploring someplace new, even just having a staycation and exploring where you live right now. No matter what you choose, to be able to have some fun and reconnect together as a family, I think could be really energizing for all of you, to have a chance to do something where you can all connect and just enjoy each other's company, get to know each other again, get to spend a little bit of time together again. And so I anticipate that there are probably going to be some challenges on that, right? Like, how do we decide what we do? Who picks the movie, who picks the game, who picks the activity? And I kind of like the idea of everybody in the family getting a turn to pick. So then everybody's voice is heard as well. I like that idea because then, somebody who's little in the family who maybe doesn't always get a chance to choose, they get a chance to choose something within reason. I mean, I'm not saying like, the 5-year-old wants to go to Disney World, so that's what we're doing. Like, no, maybe the 5-year-old wants to go to a playground, like within reason. Maybe there's a menu of choices that are friendly for all of the kids in your family. And it's just something where you all have an opportunity to share something that you want to do, and then everybody participates. How cool would that be to be able to, reconnect with your family in that way? That connection is so huge. Again, I just keep coming back to that and how that is so recharging and energizing for you. In our house, we're really all about games and TV shows. So we like to try new board games. We've tried new video games. We play a lot of Mario Kart and Mario Party actually as a family. We just got a couple new games for Easter. And so we've been playing those new games, and it's fun to connect that way. We're also really still all interested in our puppy, so we get a chance to play and spend time together with him too. So we'll take him on walks. We go to training class with him. So ways that we like to get together are like in ways that we like to connect. Really simple. Like it's not super complicated. We don't always play like super complex games. Some of the games that we play are really simple to learn, but just a lot of fun. And then there's something, sort of pleasant and enjoyable about having one-on-one time with your kids as well. So I have 2 kids, and I like to spend time with each of them, have a little like play date with each of them, or a hangout time with each of them. Because it's a chance for us to reconnect and for us to have some deeper conversations, or maybe not so deep, but just silly and enjoyable. So some examples of things that we've done recently are, my daughter and I went for bubble tea together. She is super into bubble tea right now. So we're trying different kinds of bubble tea. And she's also been interested in doing a lot of baking. So she's been trying out mug cakes, and we've been watching Animal Planet and Planet Earth together. And so that's been fun. My son is super creative. He really likes to create things. He has a curious mind. And so what we've been doing together is making up a game. So we're making up a game, and we came up with a title, and now we're working on all this sort of gameplay, the different roles. Do we want it to be a card game, a board game, all that sort of stuff. He loves that creativity and trying to figure out what is going to be enticing as a game player. So it's fun to be able to make those connections. And that's something that I want to continue to do with them. And that's my plan when we hit summertime. Right now, we've got a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be busy for the next several weeks. But when we have summer break, I really want to make sure that we are spending time together as a family, and we get some one-on-one time as well. And the reason I've been thinking about this is now that my kids are older, they're 14 and 11. And so, I think about there's only so much time I have left when they're going to be like kids in my house. And so I prioritize spending time with them. And I get back to those questions. Those questions help me realize how much I wanted to make it a priority. So what are the things I get to enjoy today? And if I could relive this day, what would I do differently? So I encourage you to try and ask yourself those questions and see if that helps you come up with some insight into what energizes you, what relaxes you, what makes you happy, what is something that you want to look forward to, and helps you rest and recharge and reset as we walk into summer and start our new school year in the fall. At least where we are here. So I hope that gives you some insight and some help into that. If you want to share your answers to your questions, feel free to do that. I'd love to hear from you. You can check me out on social media. Coping Skills for Kids is on Instagram, where you can DM me, and I'd love to hear from you about what you're doing that's something that you enjoy, or what's something that if you could redo a day, what would you do differently? I'd love to hear from you. If you like this podcast, please take a moment and share it with a friend or colleague, or rate it wherever you listen. And one last thing, don't forget about yourself. Take a few minutes, have a little fun, and have an awesome day.